And what does it mean to be grateful? Imagine that somebody lends you a car and says to you that only use this car to go to work and return from work. This is why I've given you this car. And instead of using that car for that purpose, we start to use it for additional things. We start to do shopping with that car. We start to have leisure and recreational activities and other things. We start to use the car for other things which were not part of the contract. Or someone gives you a house and says you can only use this house for A, B and C, but we start to do other things with that house. Yeah? So this is a breach of contract. Likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this body. He has given us limbs. These limbs that Allah has given to us, the life that Allah Azza wa Jalla has given to us. This life is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The free will that you and I have, for which we are going to be questioned. And every part of our body, every limb, it has been given to us for doing obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and following the sacred sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. This is the purpose of each and every part of our body, that it is used in obedience and in the ita'at of Allah Azza wa Jal. And if we are doing that, then we are amongst the shakireen. This is to do shukr. To verbally simply say that yes, I do shukr, I am grateful. That is good to say alhamdulillah. But to practically demonstrate it through obedience, through the ita'at, through obeying what Allah has commanded and abstaining from that which He has prohibited. This is the real shukr. This is the essence of shukr, is to use those limbs, to use the parts of our body in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and in abstaining, in protecting ourselves from committing sins and being disobedient to Allah and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is doing shukr. Asal shukr yahi hai. And to verbally say it is also good. But when we are not doing this, then we are, in other words, being ungrateful to Allah Azza wa Jal. And if we reflect, it also mentions in the Quran that Allah is also a shakir. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ شَاكِرٌ عَلِيمٌ. Undoubtedly Allah is shakir. So what does it mean that Allah is shakir? It doesn't mean that Allah is grateful. No, it means that Allah rewards you for being a shakir. When it is ascribed to Allah, it means Allah tumhe shukr karne ki jaza ata farmata hai. He will reward you for doing shukr. It also mentioned that Allah does tawbah. How does Allah do tawbah? We do tawbah by asking Allah for forgiveness. The tawbah of Allah is to accept our tawbah in His court. This is the tawbah of Allah. This is the tawbah of Allah, that He accepts the tawbah of His servants, of the ibad, yeah, His creation. This is how Allah does it, and He turns to us with His mercy. From His ghadab, He turns to us with His rahmah. This is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does tawbah. So we, as I mentioned, we take things for granted. We do not appreciate this life, the intelligence that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, the free will that He has given to us, the good health that you and I have. We want to appreciate that, and sometimes a person starts to feel down, upset, dejected, but this is because they start to compare themselves with others. And the scholars have said that comparing yourselves with those people who are materialistically better than you, better off than you, financially perhaps they are better than you, they have a better house or car, career, then this is the killer of happiness. This will kill off your happiness. So you should not do that. You should look at those people who are financially weaker than you, and then you will be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we need to learn to measure success. We think that a person who has a great salary, an expensive car, an expensive house, that that person is successful. But the reality is, this is our own, the perspective. The Islamic perspective is it does not measure success like this. Success, kamyabi, to be from the muflihun, is not measured through those things which are materialistic. But it measures success with iman and with amal salihat. That a person who is a mu'min, who is a believer, the Quran says, وَأَنْتُمُ الْأَعْلَوْنَ إِن كُنْتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. And you will be the one who prevails if you are a believer. So if you are a believer, if you are a mu'min, then you are the one who is successful, as you have something which surpasses this materialistic wealth, money and worldly career. This is something which even the kuffar have.